So good morning everyone. So we're going to be doing this walkthrough of my detailing routine. A lot of people have been asking me, so thought I'd make a quick video. So today I'm going to be doing my Jetta I'm sitting in right now. So I guess the most important thing about a detailing routine is one is you should have really good practice. And I guess the second thing would be to kind of write it down and kind of go through each discrepancy. The third thing is, every car would have its own routine, right? For example, my car doesn't have exhaust tips, so it's like a different procedure. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so the first thing you're gonna want to do is kind of prepare everything and lay it out. So here I'm gonna have so for exterior, you're gonna need 2 sets of cloths for drying. So one is the good one, one is a bad one. I usually use this one for my polish, my wax, for my glass. This is what I use to polish. My wax applicator pad, it's my wax, polish, my tools. So I have 2 wheel brushes, so one to kind of get the big areas, one to kind of get small. This is what I use for little interior, or sometimes I use for my engine too. Wash pad, tire shine, glass cleaner, and then of course your 2 buckets. And yeah, I forgot another step, which is the dryer. All right, let's go to my favorite part, which is starting up the cars. Yeah, so I already got the interior done, so I just took out the mats. I'm gonna put them to wash. Yeah, so this is the 2 bucket method. So 1 bucket with just water, 1 bucket with water and soap. So what I do is I half full this, I put 1/4 of water. Yeah, so just 2 drops, and then it foams up. You're gonna agitate it. Alright, so just wash up the mats and let that to dry. So the first thing we're gonna do is just do a walk around of how it's before. It's not too bad. It's been sitting for 2 weeks in the rain and stuff, so it's kind of dusty. But one of the main things is, so I'm gonna do the wheels, right? So the sun is facing that way, so I want to do that side last. So I'm gonna start by doing this wheel, that wheel, that wheel, that wheel. Yeah, so what you're gonna want to do is make sure you clean the brush and sponge before you actually use it. So I'm just gonna spray it down with water. All right, so for the wheels, what we're gonna do is first wash it all the way. And what I like to do is do 2 passes with this brush, so get in between the details. And then finally I'll go over all the big surfaces, and then I'll do the same for the wheel arches. And then yeah, so just had it with the brush. Get certain type of area, certain surface area done with one go, and then get the spots that you missed. So for the engine bay, this engine doesn't have a engine cover, so it's kind of exposed, so I don't want to go too crazy. But what I usually do is just, you know, take a damp microfiber cloth and just kind of go through it. And I might just put some water over here and that's about it. Not too aggressive. Yeah, that's how it looks. Probably gonna dry some of the, you know, electrical and like oil lines and stuff like that, just to make sure the battery, you know, and that's about it. We're gonna start with washing the body. So the first thing you want to do is empty your wheel bucket, make sure it's clean, and then we go from there. So when I wash the car, what I usually do is I do it in sections, so that way, you know, we don't get water spots. So the first thing I do is the roof. I do all the side except for the front quarter panel. Then I go to the rear quarter panel, the deck lid, and I go all the way around to the side. And then I do the front the last, because, you know, just because there's a lot of details in the grill and bumper area. Alright, so the wash is pretty much done. What I usually do to end the wash is take the hose and instead of putting it like straight, put it in like a shower setting and then just kind of go over the whole car to kind of get any missing spots or soap that's left over. Once you do this step, you just kind of go through and see where the, you know, the water's kind of beating off or not. I know, like, you know, I've done the wax about a year ago, so most of it's kind of dying off. So you can see here is pretty good, but over here it's like not beating up. Yeah, just to keep in mind what are all the spots you need to work on when polishing and waxing. So this is what I use to dry the car. So first, you know, I'll do a few passes of this, and then if there's anything else, I'll just wipe it up with a microfiber cloth. So here we go. Yeah, so it's pretty much dry now. There's some couple spots, and then I'm gonna bring it inside and do the rest of the drying process. Looking pretty good so far. Alright, so the next step is to wipe down all the door jambs. Here, yeah, just make sure there's no water. All right, so I went ahead and just wiped down with the microfiber cloth, and the engine bay is pretty good now. Wipe over there, of course. You know, make sure that all the coil packs are all dry, and yeah. So the next thing, what I do is I just grab a damp cloth, and then I just go through all the details. You know, all the stuff we couldn't get by the brush, by fingers, and then just kind of wipe everything down. So now we're gonna polish this. So what I usually do is I only polish the areas that I noticed there were scratched. So I might do the hood, you know, this area especially because you put your fingernails there, and maybe the trunk area. Yeah, and I remember seeing some scratches here. So yeah. So for polish, what I like to do is I just do like maybe a section of the car and I go in straight motions. After about a minute, I just wipe it off in the same straight motion. So you can see now, just a spot, but yeah, it looks much cleaner now. Yeah, so if you guys can see, I polished this. It's very shiny and very minor scratches are gone. But you can come here and show this. Some scratches here, some scratches here. So we're gonna get rid of that with the polish. So we're gonna do this area and then wipe it off now. Notice how I'm wiping it in the same direction that I applied it. So we're gonna start the wax process. So I already went ahead and did some panels, but basically you're gonna put some, you know, kind of spread it, and then work in a circular motion, and make sure to overlap areas. So when you notice this, you kind of feel it gets dry. Just get a bit more. And now, come over and set a timer for 3 minutes. And we'll wait. Alright, so you can kind of see it's kind of like hazing up. It's getting much more cloudy, which is what we want. And then now we can start taking it off. So what I like to do is I do one pass, and the other pass I try to flip it. Because you might get some wax caught up in it, and then make sure to always like flip the other way too. Here I waxed up the whole car. We just gotta, I also waxed the front and back glass, and the side glass I just used a window cleaner. So the most important thing is just spray it on the cloth rather than on the glass itself, and that should be it. All right, so this is the last step. So we're gonna apply some here, right? Maybe spread it around, and then we're just gonna apply it on the tire. So the main thing is, you know, do it in 2 phases. So do like this part and that part.